Okay, think about this. What if the stories we've always told ourselves about, huge historical events are missing crucial pieces? What if the real genius of a historical account isn't just what it tells you, but how it's told? The subtle artistry that reshapes our understanding. Welcome to a deep dive into Antony Beevor's acclaimed book, D-Day, The Battle for Normandy. We're not just revisiting a crucial moment in World War II, we're exploring how a master historian crafts a compelling, balanced, and sometimes, challenging account that forces us to look again. And you are experiencing a unique two-host AI conversation powered by Google's NotebookLM for deeper, more dynamic book analysis. Our mission today is really to extract the most important insights from this book, focusing on Beevor's distinct approach to history, his underlying purpose, and the profound impact of his rhetorical choices. We're looking at what makes his narrative just so powerful and persuasive.
Right. And to truly appreciate Beevor's masterful rhetoric, it's essential to first understand the foundation he built for this book. Antony Beevor, as many know, brings substantial weight to D-Day, the battle for Normandy. He's a renowned military historian, over 2 decades of experience, famous for his acclaimed World War II histories. His background as a former British Army officer and his meticulous research methods establish his credibility, his ethos immediately. That resonates with both academic and general readers.
And the timing of the book wasn't accidental, was it?
Yeah.
It came out for the 65th anniversary of D-Day in 2009. This wasn't just about, capitalizing on public interest. It really highlighted a need for a comprehensive, truly multinational perspective on Operation Overlords, especially given the new archival materials that were becoming available then.
Yeah.
He was sort of stepping into a gap, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. A necessary gap. Beevor clearly targets a dual audience: the serious military history enthusiasts who crave that deep detail, and also general readers interested in World War II but perhaps without specialized military knowledge. He manages that balance perfectly, depth with accessibility, ensuring his account resonates broadly.
And that dual audience, I think, profoundly shaped his purpose.
Yeah, right.
Beevor isn't content with just another retelling. He aims to present a truly balanced, critical examination of D-Day, one that deliberately moves beyond what we might call Allied triumphalism, those often purely celebratory, sometimes simplistic narratives focused only on Allied heroism. He wants to reveal the much messier, more complex reality, the mistakes made, the critical decisions, and importantly, the profound human costs on all sides.
Precisely. The book covers the entire spectrum: the meticulous planning, the brutal execution on the beaches and inland, and the immediate aftermath of the Normandy landings. But it's not simply chronological. Beevor delves into high-level strategic decisions, the grim tactical realities on the ground, and the deeply personal experiences of everyone involved, from the highest-ranking generals down to the most junior frontline soldiers, both Allied and German. It's incredibly comprehensive.
And he pulls this off with a tone that's incredibly effective. It manages to be authoritative, yet remarkably accessible. It's this blend of scholarly rigor and an engaging narrative that really pulls you in. It never feels like you're reading a dry academic text. Okay, let's unpack this a bit more. When a historian like Beevor challenges long-held beliefs about an event as, iconic as D-Day, how does he build such undeniable trust with his readers? It's one thing to present facts, but another entirely to make people believe your interpretation, especially when it might contradict what they've always been told.
That's where his ethos, his credibility truly shines. And it's really a masterclass in historical writing. Beevor's moral character as a historian emerges through his unwavering commitment to historical accuracy. He prioritizes it consistently over any kind of patriotic mythology. For instance, he doesn't shy away from critiquing Allied commanders. He details how critical delays in securing the command sector, often blamed solely on German resistance, were also, made worse by a lack of coordinated tactical planning from the Allied side.
Right, that kind of honesty.
Exactly. That intellectual honesty, even when it's uncomfortable, builds immense trust. His work is underpinned by extensive use of primary sources, crucially including previously unavailable German and Soviet archives. This allows him to offer a truly multinational perspective, something often missing from earlier accounts.
Let's keep...
Yeah. For example, he uses German war diaries, personal letters, to show the surprise and confusion within the Wehrmacht ranks in the hours after the landings. It contrasts sharply with the often simplified Allied view of their response. He offers a genuinely balanced presentation acknowledging both Allied successes and failures without bias, avoiding any one-sided narrative. This dedication to the full picture, plus clear documentation of sources, detailed maps, photos, it just reinforces his professional credibility chapter after chapter.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. Beyond just being trustworthy, how does he construct his arguments so logically? making them feel almost undeniable, even when they're challenging our preconceptions.
This is where Beevor's logos, his logical appeal, truly stands out. The book's logical structure is brilliant. It follows a chronological framework, sure, but it skillfully interweaves strategic, tactical, and profoundly personal perspectives. It gives you this complete, multi-layered picture. He demonstrates impeccable reasoning validity through clear cause and effect analysis. For instance, he meticulously links strategic decisions made far from the front, like Eisenhower's early decision to prioritize a broad front over a narrow, rapid push. He links that directly to battlefield outcomes, showing how it shaped the grinding attrition warfare in the hedgerows of Normandy. The quality of his evidence is incredibly high. He's drawing extensively from detailed combat reports, the raw emotion of personal diaries from soldiers on both sides, official communications.
And everyone involved.
Right, from all belligerents. His argument coherence is maintained throughout, built around a consistent thesis that D-Day's ultimate success resulted more from overwhelming Allied material superiority, vast resources, air power, manpower, than from sheer tactical brilliance in every single instance.
That's a controversial point sometimes.
It can be, but he backs it up. He shows how, despite individual tactical blunders or unexpected resistance, the sheer weight of Allied resources eventually wore down the German defenses, whose own supply lines were constantly under attack. Beevor avoids oversimplification. He makes complex military operations remarkably understandable without losing their intricate details.
Okay, so a historical book can be packed with facts, logic, but to truly resonate, to really stay with the reader, it often needs that emotional connection. How does Beevor manage to evoke such powerful feelings without ever compromising his scholarly objectivity? It seems like such a delicate balance.
It really is, and it's a testament to his skill. He employs pathos, or emotional appeal, with remarkable dexterity, always without sacrificing historical objectivity. He uses vivid imagery that just brings the book to life, incredibly detailed descriptions of combat conditions. He describes, for example, the sheer terror and chaos on Omaha Beach, the human debris washed up by the tide, or the claustrophobic dread of fighting in the bocage.
Oh, yeah.
Where soldiers were trapped in these narrow lanes, often unable to even see their enemy. These descriptions allow you, the listener, to viscerally understand the unimaginable experiences of the soldiers. He incorporates deeply personal stories, individual accounts from soldiers, nurses, civilians, that humanize these huge military operations.
They stop being just numbers.
Exactly. They aren't just statistics, they are individuals, like the young German soldier writing home about the futility of it all just days before he's killed, or the French family caught in the crossfire. This makes the immense scale of human sacrifice tangible and deeply personal. He uses carefully chosen emotional language to convey both the horror and the heroism of war. But crucially, he never resorts to sensationalism. The emotional weight comes from the raw truth of the events, not from exaggeration.
And speaking of deeper understanding, remember, Mindful Moments, our YouTube channel, offers AI book analysis, summaries, and critiques inspiring reflection and rational thought. It's all about getting to the core of complex material, much like Beevor does so effectively here. So, beyond that emotional connection, what specific writing techniques, maybe structural techniques, does Beevor employ to keep us completely immersed? Because it is a complex narrative, so many moving parts, but he makes it feel seamless.
His rhetorical strategies are incredibly effective on multiple levels. First, let's consider his language and style. His diction expertly balances accessibility with precision. He uses necessary military terminology like panzer grenadiers or pillboxes, sure.
Things you need to know.
Right, but he always provides clear, concise explanations for general readers, so you never feel lost or bogged down. The varied sentence structure he employs is key to maintaining engagement. He alternates between longer, more analytical passages that build context and then shorter, impactful statements during action sequences.
Like mirroring the battle itself.
Exactly. It effectively mirrors the ebb and flow of battle and keeps the narrative dynamic. He also strategically uses metaphors and analogies, which are incredibly helpful for visualizing complex military maneuvers or strategic concepts. For instance, describing the Allied advance as a slow, grinding engine against the frantic, desperate flailing of the German defense. It paints a picture. Then there are his structural strategies. The chronological organization is straightforward, seems simple, but it allows readers to follow the operation's development logically. You understand how earlier decisions directly influenced later outcomes. A particularly powerful technique he uses is juxtaposition. Beevor effectively contrasts Allied and German perspective side by side, often within the same chapter or even paragraph.
Seeing the same event from both sides.
Precisely, revealing how the exact same events were perceived so differently by opposing forces. For example, he'll describe an Allied air raid through the eyes of a bombing crew, and then immediately switch to the terror and destruction experienced by German troops or French civilians below. This is crucial for his multinational viewpoint. It forces readers to consider multiple realities simultaneously. And finally, his integration of sources is seamless. Primary sources, a soldier's diary entry, a general's memo, a civilian's eyewitness account, they're woven so smoothly into the narrative.
They don't interrupt the flow.
Not at all. They enhance readability while providing that authoritative support for his claims, rather than feeling like academic footnotes that pull you out of the story.
So, after this deep dive into Beevor's masterful approach, what does this all really mean for us, the readers? And maybe for how we engage with history in general? What's the real lasting impact of his method?
Well, the effectiveness of his approach is profound, I think. Beevor successfully achieves his stated purpose to provide a comprehensive, balanced account of D-Day that actively challenges those simpler nationalist interpretations. And he does this while maintaining deep respect for all participants' contributions and immense sacrifices. That's important. The book's audience appropriateness is also a key factor. It effectively serves its dual audience. Military historians appreciate the detailed analysis, the sourcing, finding new perspectives.
Well, the rest of us aren't left behind.
Exactly. General readers benefit immensely from the clear explanations and the engaging narrative flow. They gain a far richer understanding of the operation than typical popular histories might offer. As a work of nonfiction military history, it just perfectly balances that scholarly rigor with narrative accessibility. It meets the expectations for both popular history and academic credibility. What's truly illuminating here, I think, is that Beevor's book isn't just a historical account. It's a demonstration of highly effective rhetorical construction. His strategic combination of authoritative ethos, compelling pathos, and rigorous logos creates this incredibly persuasive historical narrative. And it successfully challenges oversimplified popular understanding of D-Day while honoring the complexity and immense human cost of this pivotal operation. And it does this without ever feeling preachy or biased. He simply lets the meticulously gathered evidence and the carefully constructed narrative speak for itself.
Yeah, that really resonates. And it raises an important question for all of us, doesn't it? When you read history, how often do you stop and consider not just what is being told, but how the story is being constructed? What rhetorical choices the author is making. Understanding this can fundamentally change how you learn and interpret the past. It gives you a much richer, more critical, and ultimately, I think, a more honest perspective. It allows you to sort of see the hidden machinery behind the narrative. That's such an important point. Antony Beevor's D-Day, the Battle for Normandy, really isn't just a comprehensive historical account. It's a masterclass. A masterclass in how to present complex, often uncomfortable truths about humanity's past with integrity, empathy, and intellectual rigor. It's a powerful testament to the enduring impact of a truly well-crafted historical narrative. So consider this final thought. If even our most well-known historical moments, events like D-Day, can be reshaped and deepened by rigorous, rhetorically astute analysis like Beevor's, what other stories are out there, just waiting to be understood more fully, simply by asking how they are told?
For more in-depth book analysis and critical thinking, be sure to check out Mindful Moments on our YouTube channel and explore our podcasts. Click the link on screen for the in-depth book summary, subscribe for more content like this, share this deep dive with fellow history enthusiasts, and hey, consider purchasing Beevor's incredible book via our link. And as always, remember to think rationally.